Hello students, let me introduce you to Internet. Internet is a global system of interconnected computer networks that enables the users to share information and various resources with each other. It uses common communication standards and interfaces to provide the physical backbone for a number of interesting applications. First, let us learn about application of Internet. Internet is a boon to the world. Almost every aspect of our life is touched by the Internet. Interestingly, Internet provides 24/7 services. Some of the common uses of Internet are as follows: education, email, business, e-commerce, media and entertainment, social networking, forum, health and fitness. Now let me tell you about
I think I need not to explain the uses of internet, because nowadays everybody is very much comfortable with the internet, and everybody know that how we are using the internet for education purpose, for creating the news, for spreading the news, for e-commerce, like we can do the shopping from here, for social networking sites, because we are communicating with each other because of the Zoom app. So it is also a part of social networking site. And for entertainment purpose, we are also using for online banking, and also we are using the internet. So nowadays, since it is a lockdown period going on, we all are doing almost everything using the internet only.
disadvantages of Internet. Internet has become an important and integral part of our personal and professional life today. However, it is a tool which must be handled with caution, as its misuse can be very harmful. Some of the threats of Internet are as follows: virus threat, spam.
Virus everybody know, because if you are downloading something from the internet, then it may contain virus, and if it will come to your system, then everything will get corrupted. All the files will get corrupted, it will get damaged, or it may delete some of your files. So virus is a disadvantage of internet. Spamming means unwanted bulk mails we used to get on the Gmail account or any of the email account if you are having. That means spam. It can be any type of mail. Suppose your bank is mailing you, it means it's a spam mail. If you are getting a mail which seems like that you are getting it from your bank, and actually it is not from your bank, because bank don't mail to someone, and the mail is saying to change your password of internet banking. So it may be a spam, because bank don't send all these mails to anyone. So that is spamming. Spamming means unwanted mails which you get.
Spamming, cybercrime, pornography, cyber terror.
Cybercrime also everybody know that there are since the lockdown period, we are also listening so many cyber crimes which are going on, like the frauds which are done by unwanted users, you for the access of bank accounts. And cyber terrorism is also increasing. That is why there was a means a cyber security cell of India also have issued some rules which you have to follow while using the Zoom application or any other application. Or we are also deleting few applications from our country, just because to reduce the cyber
Terrorism. Time wastage. Students, let's talk about
most of the students, what they do on the internet, they used to waste their time. They used to chat with their friends, so it's a lot of wastage of time. Yes.
Now, what is pornography?
Pornography means the videos or which is not allowed for the kids. That is pornography. Okay, next.
World Wide Web. The www World Wide Web, or simply web, is a means of accessing information over the internet. It provides millions of documents or bunch of pages called web pages. Each web contains text, graphics, video, audio, and is linked to other web pages via hyperlink. The web uses the HTTP Hypertext Transfer Protocol for the transmission of these documents over the internet. Okay, let us understand the web browser. Web browser is a software that is used to view websites. It is an interface between a user and the World Wide Web. A web browser can have a graphical user interface. Example, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Opera, or can be text-based. Example, Linux. The user can navigate files, folders, and websites.
Basically, what browser is helping the user. It is a interface between the user and the site from where you want to access the files, or from www you can say, because everything which is browser is a software which is fetching everything from the site, and it is then presenting it to you. So basically, without browser you cannot do any type of search on the internet
Using hyperlinks. Multiple tabs and windows of the same browser can be opened. The features and facilities offered by a web browser include downloads, bookmarks, and password management. It also offers functions like spell checking, search engine, toolbars, tab browsing, advertisement filtering, HTML access keys, and pop-up blocking. The most popular web browsers are Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Apple Safari, Microsoft Internet Explorer, MSIE, Opera, Microsoft Edge. Students, let us find out about website. A website is a collection of related web pages containing images, videos, or other digital media set under the same domain name. These pages are written in hypertext markup language, HTML, and can be accessed via internet. A website is hosted on a web server on the World Wide Web. Each site is owned and managed by an individual, a company, or an organization. Components of a website are domain name, web host, site files, content management system, CMS. Now let's talk about the web page. Web page is a digital page which may
I hope everybody is clear with the website and the web page. Web page is just a single page which I'll open if you are searching anything on the internet. That the page which will open, that is web page. And website is a complete site. For example, if I talk about the school website, it's a complete site. It's a complete package which will provide all the information related to school, whether it is photos, whether it is syllabus, whether it is examination, or the timetable, or everything. So that is a website, a complete package of everything which consists of links of different pages. If I click on a button of examination, I'll reach to the schedule of that examination. So that is a web page, the page which will open after clicking on that button. That's a web page. It's a part of a website.
contain text, hyperlink videos, audios, images, tables, etc. It is commonly written by using HTML, hypertext markup language, and is stored on a web server. Each web page is identified by a unique web address called Uniform Resource Locator.
Now, as you can see in the diagram, URL is Uniform Resource Locator, that is the address of every website. HTTP is a protocol. Protocol means a rule which the file has to follow, or which the site has to follow when it will open. What rules it has to follow, that is decided by HTTP. That the full form is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. How that site will open, what it will display, and how it will display, that is decided by HTTP. www is subdomain. Subdomain means here Google is the main domain, and www is subdomain which will tell that you are opening which portal or which domain, what is the main site which you are going to open. And .com indicates that is it an Indian site or it is accepted all over the world. If I'll place instead of com, if I'll write in, I and in, it means that site belongs to India. If I'll write UK, it means that site belongs to only United Kingdom. So every country have, and if I can also write EDU. EDU is for educational website. Nishchay, off your mic. EDU stands for, Nishchay, are you able to listen to me or should I send you outside the class? So .com की जगह हम कुछ भी लगा सकते हैं. It belongs to the country. EDU लगेगा. It means it is an educational website. And ऐसे ही हमारे पास इंडिया में जितनी भी साइट्स होती हैं जो गवर्नमेंट की होती हैं, उनके लास्ट में .com की जगह .gov लगता है. gov means it belongs to a government website. Next,
URL. Basic elements of a web page are page title, the header area, the navigation menu, content area, footer. There are two types of web pages. Static web pages. The contents of static web pages remain stationary irrespective of the number of times it is viewed. Such web pages are suitable for the contents that never or rarely need to be updated. Dynamic web pages. The contents of a dynamic web page is generated for the user at the time one requests for the page. The document you view exists only for you at that moment. If viewed by someone else at the same time or by you at a slightly different time, you could get something different. Difference between web page and website. A website is a collection of web pages connected by links. It contains information on a subject, whereas web page is a single page of content on a website which contains more specific information. We can compare a website with a book and a web page with a particular page of that book. Students, now let us see the protocol. It is a standard set of rules used for communicating or transferring data on internet. These rules include what type of data may be transmitted, what commands are used to send and receive data, and how data transfers are confirmed. Okay, let us talk about HTTP. Hypertext Transfer Protocol is an application layer protocol for transmitting hypermedia documents such as HTML. It is designed to establish communication between web browsers and web servers. Now let us learn about home page. It is the first web page of a website. It is the main page where visitors can find hyperlinks to other pages on the site. Alright students, let us understand the Uniform Resource Locator, URL. The Uniform Resource Locator denotes the global address of the web documents and the web resource. Internet communication is the main reason for identifying a resource on the web. The URL has two parts. Protocol Identifier. It tells the internet browser what protocol needs to be followed to access the address. Resource name. It specifies the complete address of the resource on the internet. Hello students, today we will learn about email.
okay, so we are doing only this much today. Rest we will continue in the next class because it is already 10:02. There are few topics which is not explained in the video that I am going to discuss here. And let me check if I have the PDF file for that. Okay, so here we have the PDF. Internet is, I think it is clear to everyone what is internet, and uses of internet everybody know. Okay, how actually the internet works now. Internet is not a standalone computer because you are communicating with many other computers, and so there must be some rules which has to be followed while communicating with each other. So internet what are the requirements if you want to use an internet? What are the different types of internet? Basically, we have two different types of computer for using an internet connection. One is web server and one is client. Web server is a server from where you are accessing or from where you are fetching the information. For example, if I'll open my Google Chrome and I'll search for something related to networking, then it means I'm searching something which is placed in the Google server. So that server, from where it will fetch the information from me, that server will be treated as web server. And client, who is client? My system is the client system, because I am searching using my system. So that is my system is a client system now. So basically these are the two important computers which are required to use internet. One is the client. It can be a mobile phone, it can be your laptop, it can be a desktop, it can be anything from where you are searching. That system is a client system, or that device is a client device. And web server is basically from where it is fetching the information. Now, what are the requirements to use internet? Now you need a computer or a device. It is not compulsory that you have to use only personal computer. It can be a laptop, it can be a mobile phone, it can be anything. Next is modem. Modem is basically, modem full form is modulator and demodulator, which is converting from your signals, from digital signals to analog signals, and from analog signals to digital signals. Now, what are digital signals? Digital signals are the signals or the content which you can see on your screen. That is digital form of the signals. And analog signals are those signals which travels through air. If a message is coming through air, that means it's an analog signal. And if that message you are reading with the in a textual form on your screen, it means it's a digital form of that message. So modem is basically a device which is converting the signals which it is receiving from the air to the signals which you can read or interpret on your systems. So it is just a device, and it is required at both the ends, at the receiver end also and at the server end also. Now modem can be of three different types: dial-up modem, DSL modem, and cable modem. Dial-up modem is like a phone call. Like if I'll connect a, if if I make a call and if the line will get connected, then only I will be able to use the internet. Otherwise, I will not be able to use internet. Cable modem, like we all are having at our homes. So the wires which are getting connected to use the internet, that is cable modem. And DSL modem is same as dial-up modem. Only difference is DSL connection is much faster than the dial-up internet connection. Rest everything is same, because it also uses the phone line to get connected to the internet. Because there will be a dedicated phone line now, which is known as DSL modem. पहले क्या होता था कि earlier what we used to do, like we have a common phone line. Using that phone line we are using the internet also, and we are making the phone calls also. But now in DSL we have two separate lines, one for the phone calls and one for the internet access. So basically it is faster way of getting connected to the internet. Next is, what are the types of internet, different types of internet connection that we have already discussed: dial-up connection, broadband connection, which we are using nowadays, in which we have a particular fixed line, or it can be a wired line or it can be a wireless line, using which we are getting the internet connection. Cellular connections, which you are getting, the internet connections which you are getting on your mobile phones are known as cellular connections. And cable connections are, everybody must have seen the TV connection, the TV cable connection, that is the same as cable connection. Okay, now what is leased line? This is important. What is leased line connection? Leased line connection is a direct internet access connection. It is a dedicated and most expensive level of internet connection, which is basically used for the large scale business. For example, if I want internet connection for my office, and in my office I have 23 floors, then there should be a very good internet connection, which is basically made for only for my office. There should be, it is not allowed in that connection In leased line connection, there is no network problem at any cost. उसमें कभी भी कोई नेटवर्क इशू नहीं आता है. लाइक हमारे घर में जो नेटवर्क लगा होता है, जो कनेक्शन होता है, उसमें क्या होता है कि कई बार इंटरनेट की वायर ब्रेक हो गई. नाउ आई एम नॉट एबल टू एक्सेस द इंटरनेट. Now this happens. Now my light goes off, so I cannot use the internet again. But in leased line connection, we don't face any these types of issues. It will always provide internet to the whole office without any break. Next is VSAT. VSAT is very small aperture terminal connection system provide. It is a high speed broadband connection which is basically used in sea areas to gather in sea areas, or it connect using the satellite. It is connected using it is getting the signals from the satellite. So basically ये remote areas में use होती हैं where we cannot have a proper internet or a broadband connection, जहाँ पर हम wires के through we cannot provide the broadband connection. At those areas we provide VSAT type of connection. Okay, now web browsers we have already discussed in the video. Then connecting to internet, we have two different ways. Either we can have an Ethernet connection. Ethernet means you can have a wired connection, or you can have a wireless connection using a Wi-Fi. So this session of the chapter is over here, and we will continue the next session, that is the World Wide Web, in the next class. So